What's good, future millionaires? We back with another banger. I'm DecemberDeMarco, Fortune 500 marketer, here to share my insights in the market with y'all to hopefully help y'all become better informed investors. Salute to y'all for pulling up on the channel. Make sure you hit that thumbs up like button for the YouTube algorithm, and do not forget to subscribe, man. Salute to the real ones that's gonna pull up ASAP. Smash the like button, drop in the comment section. You know, real one. Hashtag Shiba Inu in the comment section. Salute to y'all. Y'all some real ones. Already know y'all gonna do that. But we got 49% of the people watching the channel have yet to subscribe. And I know that number is 49% because I checked the analytics to the channel. That's the back end office where we can see how the channel is performing, or the data of the channel. And it shows 49% watching the channel, taking in this valuable information, but have yet to subscribe. Now, this video right here is going to really give you, an understanding on why you need to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And also, I got to make a note to the ladies. We only got 11.1% of y'all subscribed to the channel. We need more of the ladies to turn up on the channel, come get educated, become better informed investors, with the fellas as well. We teaching everybody over here. So this is a Shiba Inu technical analysis video. I'm gonna do live technical analysis on Shiba Inu. Now remember, this is not financial advice. You got to do your own due diligence and never risk more than you're willing to lose. But I want to show y'all the idea behind technical analysis, so hopefully you can learn some of these ideas for yourself, and how to use it, whether it's on Shiba Inu or whichever chart you're trading. So we're gonna get into this chart right here. We got the trading view pulled up. Make sure you smash the like button if you already have it, man. So we got Shiba Inu chart right here. You see we're trading at that 857 level right now. Right now, if you look at the overall, trend, basically a downtrend, but for the last month and a half, if we take a closer look over here, around mid-June, so about for the last month and a half, Shiba Inu has been in an uptrend. So right now, the lines we're looking at our resistance points. Remember, we want to make support and resistance points in a chart. So this is a support area here where we can see this, and then we got a resistance point here. And this is a little small one, but I'm looking at this one. I'm more targeting this resistance area over here, because you notice we had some supply start to sell off in this area, and each time the price rose up, it pulled back from this area and rose up and tested this area, pulled back, rose up and tested this area, and failed twice, or was rejected twice. So this is an area that I'm looking, to target in the near future, but I'm gonna show you why. So right now we're trading along this trend line here. You want to also throw a trend line underneath the current trend that the price is moving. So the reason we do this is so we can, basically zoom in and get a closer look at what's taking place right now versus that macro look at, what's going on in the bigger picture. So this is like the smaller picture look, and then we got, the bigger picture, and this is all on a day time frame. So what is likely to happen if we continue, this bullishness, we know we got a major catalyst coming up, which is Shibarium. So usually markets move based on catalysts. So if it's a good catalyst, usually the prices move up. If it's a bad catalyst, usually the prices move down. Now, this is not 100%, accurate all the time. Some people will teach you different things. You can learn different things in different places. What I came to learn is that everybody has their own way for understanding and doing this. So no one way is 100% correct. So remember that. But we're going to trade along. We should likely trade along this trend line if we're going to keep this uptrend that we've been in the last month and a half. We just broke outside of this little area we see here. So if we I'll throw a temporary line right there, just so you can see where I'm talking about. So right in this range, the price wanted to break outside of this. So it started to break outside of this, and let me zoom in a little closer so y'all can see a little better. But it started to test this resistance point here, and it did break outside of it. We wanted it to hold. We wanted buyers to keep, that buying pressure up there, so we can, completely violate this resistance point, so that way we can continue this trend. But it did, start to sell off back into this resistance point right here. We can see now what that can mean is if it violates this and goes above it, that means we are out of this area, and we're likely to target our next resistance point, which would have been this level here at that 1199 level. So now let's take this one off for right now, because now what this means is it could possibly bounce around in between this range that we see here, this trend line and this resistance line, until it basically builds up so much pressure, buying pressure on the buying side, the selling pressure becomes less and less, and buyers end up taking over and breaking it through this resistance point. But let's move that out the way just so we don't have too many things to look at. So if we can continue this trend, and the way that we're still continuing this trend is if we stay above this line. So if the price starts to break down, below this area here, if it violates this trend line here, then we know that, this theory or what this idea we have, it might be invalid, and we might have to, look for something else to play out. But for the meantime, this is what I'm seeing. It wants to, break through this resistance area here. We might play around for a little bit to stall, because usually what happens too, the price doesn't just, move up or down. Sometimes it kind of trades sideways, or, a little bit up, a little bit down, a little bit up, a little bit down, just to kind of choke traders out, to, strangle the ones that are trying to, bounce around, look for good entries, and, capitalize off of the volatility. So that can play out sometimes. Like if we take a look, like a little bit in this range, you notice how it traded kind of sideways for a little bit. Also right here, notice how it traded sideways for a little bit. Right here it did before dropping down. Right here traded sideways for a while before dropping down, and that's really painful to traders. That's a strategy by the market to shake a lot of people out. So in this area where we found support at, the reason why I think we possibly have seen the worst of Shiba Inu, or the cheapest prices for the time being, is because if we zoom out a little bit and we look left in the chart, remember you always want to look left in the chart to get an idea of what happened previously. So let me drag this over. So notice where we are, where we found support at, right here at that 601 level. If we look left in the chart, you can see back in this time, we reached this area again. So notice this blue line down here. So this is the same area from September 13th, 2021. So in that range. So for the investors that got in at this very low price right here, what the market just did was shake them all the way down to the ground, to the point where it basically reset, or shook out the weak hands, or those that got in at these low levels and basically could enjoy this ride the whole time. It just shook them all the way back down. So this is what the markets do. They want to shake everybody off, so that way they get the prices back as low as possible, and then here they come scooping up the prices, and then they allow things to take off again. So now that we took out the liquidity from this area, not completely, but just we tested that area, probably triggered some stop losses in this area for those who were just long in positions, but possibly not looking to go lower than this entry here. They were tested. So sometimes those people, once they break even or just go a little bit under, they'll fall out, and that gives the chart basically a new chance to restart. So what we got right here, let me adjust this for y'all. So now we're going to talk about some price targets. Well, first we want to talk about what indicators we have up on the chart. So right now you can see these lines, these blue lines with the just like this blue channel light around the prices, around the candlesticks. That's called the Bollinger Bands. The Bollinger Bands basically let us know if the price is expensive or basically cheap for that area if you decided to get in. And it also gives us an idea of when selling pressure is likely to start to kick in. So if we zoom in, we can see that we did break right above that upper Bollinger Band, and that's when some of that selling pressure started to kick in, and that's natural. So when that happens, we're not too worried about people selling, because it's at the upper Bollinger Bands. Traders are going to take some profits at that level. But as long as we can hold this level here, of this trend line, we should be fine. And you got to remember, as we move up, it's likely that the price will bounce around and possibly trade, back to the downside, because the prices have to breathe. So there's something called an impulse correction. Impulse, and then we get that impulse for a while, and then there's another correction. There's an impulse, there's a correction. There's an impulse, there's a correction. So you got to keep that in mind as well. Don't just be afraid if you see a natural correction in the chart. That's healthy in order for the price to continue to move, in the upside. Because if it takes off too fast and goes straight up, it's a saying that, prices can take the stairs up and the elevator down, and if it shoots up too fast, if it takes the elevator straight up, it's taking the elevator right back down. So we rather it build up, naturally, and build a healthy chart, so that way we can, test resistance areas, break them, find support there, move to new resistance areas, break them, find support there, and continue to move up. So if this plays out the way we, the way I hope it will, the way we intended to, what the chart is, telling me, it's likely to come up and test this area here at the 1175 range, give or take a little bit, y'all. But right around that 1175 or 1200 points per coin level, I think that's right where it's at, or maybe just right before, but right around 1200 points per coin. Now, I think this move may happen just with FOMO leading up to Shibarium. Now, it could, remember, a lot of people are, assuming that Shibarium is just going to make Shiba Inu's price skyrocket. That is not the case. It doesn't work like that. Now, it's a positive catalyst, so it can, give us some bullish momentum leading up towards, Shiba Inu's release of Shibarium. But it doesn't just automatically mean that the price is going to 1 cent or any of those, targets, because we got Shibarium releasing. So you got to, be realistic with that. But it's looking like we want to target that 1200 points per coin level. And if we can break this area here, this is a resistance point, and it's a small one. It's not really anything too major. I'm really eyeing this one. But if we could find support here, once the price, FOMO's outside of this range, it'll break over it, come back and test it. If we can hold it and the price continue to move up from there, then it looks like we have that 1600 point per coin level coming in. Because if you notice right here, we got a supply area here where the supply is starting to sell off in this area. That means that once it reaches this area, people are likely to sell off. That's why we see once the price reached up right here, they started to sell off. Once we see the price reached here, let me drag this over a little bit just so y'all can see better. Okay, my bad, y'all. So this is the supply area we talked about. So right here, so in this area, every time it reaches in this range, it will likely sell off unless we get a lot of buying pressure to scoop this up. But I think in this run leading up towards Shibarium, we can take out this this supply area here, and basically buyers will buy all that there is to sell at that point, and then we could possibly break through this range and hold it as a support. And now if we hold that 1600 points per coin level as a support, yeah, we got some choppiness in this area right here, but my next range that I'm looking at is 3000 points per coin. So for the short term, you could take any one of these targets. It just depends on how long it takes to play out. But I'm looking at least making somewhere in this range for leading up to Shibarium, or possibly right after the release of Shibarium. Now, obviously, we want it to be a lot more bullish than this, but you just never know what can actually take place. You also have to take into account overall market conditions. If macro conditions are bad, that meaning if the overall market is down heavily, if we get another FTX collapse situation, another banking crisis, something of that sort, then this becomes invalid and we would have to reanalyze the chart. So keep that in mind as well. But we want to I'm thinking this 3,000 points per coin level, so 4 zeros and 3,000 points per coin. I'm thinking that level is looking realistic, but we still can reach some of these other points as well. We got the 3,500 points per coin level. This is really going to be the toughest area right here, though. We got to do really good in this area in order for us to be able to start targeting this range. So if we struggle breaking through these levels, then obviously this price target isn't going to be. Now, if it gets so bullish where we just see a lot of smart money start diving in, we start seeing a lot of the projects that plan on building on top of Shibarium pouring in money, we get some more positive news in the market, then we could possibly fill this range up pretty quick. Because take a look at this. We went from this range here, so September 2021, September 28th, around that time frame, just a rough estimate, we went from the same 600, so lower than where we are, 50653. We went from 50653 level up to 3,000 points per coin in, let's see how many days we were able to do that. So let's see. So even if we take it from that first candle that goes, that first red candle, that's the lowest. That is September 14th at 614 points per coin with 5 zeros to September 28th up to 4 zeros and 3,000 points per coin. So what is that? Like almost 2 weeks. And that's the total time it went from the lowest point to that highest point right there before it retraced. But also we got literally the day before it broke out to that level, the price was sitting at 668 before it broke out to 3,000 points per coin. So Shiba Inu has that type of momentum. Let me drag this over so y'all can see what I was talking about. Okay, let me go through this real quick. I didn't realize the screen wasn't over as far. But so this is the level we were talking about. So right here on September 28th, we see the price break out all the way up to 3,100 something points per coin. So right in this area here. And at the lowest candle right here was September 14th or 13th. And within that like 2-week time frame, the price broke all the way up to 3,000 points per coin. And even the day before it right here on September 27th, the price was sitting at 600 points per coin, and the next day it was sitting at 3,000 points per coin. So remember, Shiba Inu can't really move. So these levels that I'm talking about aren't just unrealistic. We could, one day just have an extremely bullish day where we, take out, this entire, zone in one day. So keep that in mind. Now, obviously, like I said, if we violate this trend line here, then, we'll have to reanalyze the charts. But my price target for Shibarium is, I would like to see obviously more, but realistically what the chart is saying, where we got some major resistance, is that 3,000 points per coin. Maybe on a more bullish side, 3,500 points per coin. And you got to remember, the overall crypto market has to be performing well also. So if it's just a bad market, then obviously it's not going to play out that way. So please keep that in mind. And also remember, this is not financial advice. You got to do your own due diligence. Never risk more than you're willing to lose. And hopefully this was informative for y'all. Let me know in the comment section. Drop a hashtag informative if this was informative, and we'll keep more Shiba Inu videos coming like this. So appreciate everybody for pulling up. Again, if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so that way you get more content like this. We will be doing now this is just a Shibarium price target. If we start to move faster, as we get closer towards Shibarium, we start to break into new price levels, then I'll reanalyze the charts and see what we have at that point. But subscribe if you already haven't. Follow me on Twitter at DecemberDeMarco. Follow me on Instagram at DecemberDeMarco. If you're interested in getting access to my options trading class, reach out to me on Instagram at DecemberDeMarco. It is this Sunday, so reach out to me ASAP. I got a special offer for those that are watching this video, so come reach out to me, DM me on Instagram, and I got you. Appreciate y'all for pulling up, and we are out.